Morning, YouTube. We are going to talk about some of the finer detail of the assembly of the LX55 wood miser. We're going to talk about safety, and then we'll do some other video or milling stuff. Kind of show you what the projects are going on down here at Ozark Mountain Milling Adventures. And yeah, so starting with the elephant on the hand. Thanksgiving Day, I was running a table saw, and I mean, I've run table saws for carpentry stuff off and on over the years, and I've used table saws, hours at a time. I like to think I've got quite a bit of experience with a table saw. Well, Thanksgiving Day, I was running the saw, cutting some hardwood, some oak. It had been cut for 2 or 3 years, and was pushing through, got my project done. I was going to do a little bit of extra, make the project look just a little bit nicer, right? Didn't need to, but thought I'd go the extra mile and fix it up, make it look nice. Well, I slipped off the edge of the wood. There was a little bit of rot. Was not using a push stick. That's a big no-no. Slipped off. I was like 4 inches from the blade. I would consider plenty of room. Well, I slipped and I cut. I'll throw a picture in the video. It's kind of graphic. I mean, there's blood. But I cut 3 of my tendons in my hand. One on my pointer finger and one on my middle finger. Well, 2 on my pointer finger and 1 on my middle finger. Finally got my surgery a week and a half ago. They had some complications with the doctor trying to get everything figured out. But I'm now on the road to recovery. So, anytime you're running a table saw, use a push stick. No matter if you think you can do it. You got plenty of room. Keep your hands away from that blade, man. Half a second, I could have lost 2 of my fingers. And I've been off work, got 3 months before I go back to work after surgery. Well, it was almost 3 months after the fact that, I had the injury that I got my surgery. So I'm going to be looking at 6 months off of work for a half a second mistake. Use push sticks. You've probably seen in some of my videos where my fingers are kind of like, not extended out like my hand is. And, well, that's what that was from. And so safety. Always be careful of your blades. Use push sticks on table saws, no matter what. Anyhow, let's get into some of the assembly of... I had one of my YouTube viewers get a hold of me with a question on some of the technical stuff on the assembly of a wood miser. Well, I work at a factory building air handling units. So my experience that I've got is from almost a little over a year's worth of experience of assembling, bearings, drives, shafts, motors, electrical motors, not gas motors. But it all boils down to the same technique and style of drives and bushings and bearings and whatnot. So let me get this opened up here, and I'll show you what my I didn't clean this up very well, but my viewer asked me, how do we put this on? Okay, well, I'll get in here, and I've got a being one-handed right now, I really don't want to take this apart. But I'll explain this to you as best that I can. All right, so in here, you can see that there's this is the drive. This is what we call the drive. And then in here is the bushing, and then that's your shaft. The shiny part's the shaft, and then you've got a key. Well, the bushing is tapered, and so is the drive, which means it only goes on one way. You've got 3 bolts here. They have got lock washers on them. Now you'll see there's 3 other holes here that have threads in them. So if you are needing to pull this pulley off drive, some people call them pulleys, some people call them drives. I'm used to calling them drives. To get this drive off of this bushing, you're going to take out your 3 bolts and thread them into the 3 holes. And then you're going to only tighten them. You'll have to tighten them down equally. If you tighten just one down, you're going to break this bolt. So you got to tighten down each of them equally. So this one's tight. All right, let's go tighten this one. All right, this one's tight. Let's go tighten this one, and just work around. It doesn't matter if you work clockwise or counterclockwise. That doesn't matter so much as that you tighten them down equally to where it comes off, because it'll bind. It'll pull this side off, but it's not pulling this side off, so it binds it up. So you want it to come off evenly. I will see if, let me get around here right quick and see. All right, so that's how you would take the pulley off. Now to put it on, look at your book. The book should tell you, and I'll show you which book has the diagram for putting that pulley on. So you're going to need to line up your bearing, your 2 drives. This is your drive, and then this is the motor drive, and then this is the drive for the belt. You don't have a belt going over to the other side. Now it does have a belt on there, so it can track, so it's got grip on the blade. You're going to try to line these up as best as you can. You don't have a whole lot of room to work in there, but this one here, and I'm just using a level, but it's a straight edge. So what I'm doing is seeing how far off, you know, at least that's the way that I do it quite often in factories. I'll take a straight edge and then around here and kind of show you. There you are. There's a bit of a gap. Oh, come on, focus. There's a bit of a gap. Now, in the industrial, and I'm going to say that's about a 3/16 to a 1/4 inch gap. That's a little bit more than what I'm used to as far as what we're allowed in the factory that I work in. I'm basing a lot of this off of my actual job. So to put this on, you're gonna, before you put it on the shaft, you're gonna figure out which way the drive and the bushing go together. And then you're gonna put your screws in, or your bolts in. Just thread them in. Don't tighten them down. You don't want any tension on. So on the bushing itself, it's got a cut. Well, it acts as a cinch on the shaft. So when you put the drive onto the bushing, it takes and it because they're two cone shapes. It squeezes the bushing down onto that shaft so it doesn't slide off. It puts so much on there that, I mean, it literally will never come off, or unless you physically undo the screws and get it off that way. So I think that pretty much covers that. If you have any questions, just get a hold of me. I'll put a link in this video to my Facebook, Ozark Mountain Sawmilling Adventures Custom Lumber, I believe is what it is. But I'll put a link to that in my video. And then if you have any questions when you're trying to assemble this, just get a hold of me. I did not assemble this mill because I'm working a full job, 40 hours plus a week. Especially in the last half of the year, we wind up working a lot of overtime. So I paid my local distributor, I believe it was about $500 to assemble this. Worked out pretty good. Then I just went and grabbed, when I picked it up, they didn't assemble the 3 bed sections together to where it looks this. Right here at that block and that block is where the 3 bed sections kind of start and finish from. So when I got it, they had the 3 bed sections assembled for me with the head on they had assembled the entire head for me, and they had it set on one of the bed sections. Well worth the time. It was a little bit not interesting loading it on the trailer. I got a couple pictures of it. I'll put that in the video as well, of what it looks like, what Wood-Mizer, my local distributor, did for me. Loaded 3 bed sections actually on this exact trailer, and then I went ahead and put the sections together on this exact trailer, and it's worked out pretty good for me so far. I'm going to be building a trailer for this sawmill because, well, this is my only 16-foot trailer for hauling logs and lumber and whatnot, so I need to build a trailer for the LX55. Wood-Mizer doesn't offer that for this mill. The only mill in this category that they do offer that for is the LT15. That tow package is kind of a nice feature, but here again, you're going to be paying, a little bit more money for it. But when I build that trailer, I'll bring you guys along for that and kind of give you the idea of what I'm going off of. I believe that's about it as far as the assembly goes. Like I said, if you have any questions, hit me up on Facebook. I'll leave a link in the description below for that. And then, so you're more than welcome to contact me and ask any questions that you need to. Also, if you have questions, you can also contact your Wood-Mizer, your local Wood-Mizer distributor. The one here in Missouri was really helpful and answered a lot of questions for me. Well, I guess let's get on to some sawmilling. Be right back. Alright, so one of the things that I'm going to be showing you is how easy it is to use this mill. I'm one-handed right now due to my injury. So I've still been able to do a little bit of milling, even though I am only able to use one hand. So I'll be showing you that. I mean, it wants to be one-handed, but as long as you got one good hand or arm, you're still able to use this mill. So have fun.